So the book is about the art of passionate personal promotion, because when I sat down, I reflected on writing this book, I thought, well, what do I have to say? And it's hard because I've been at this now for 14 years. When I founded SCOTTeVEST in 2000, little did I know I was starting the first apparel brand on the internet. Before then, no apparel brands had started on the internet. And I'm not through living life and accomplishing things, so I was like, well, what am I going to write this book about? What makes me truly unique? And I talked to people that I was working with, my friends, my family, and they said one thing that always comes through when they talk to me is my passion. I'm really passionate about what I do. So the book is about my passion and my journey. And first and foremost, if you read this book, you will be entertained. I promise you that. Put more better pockets in clothing. Everyone loves pockets. So that's the basis of my company. And how I've gone about selling an idea is so simple, is with my passion. I firmly believe that showing is much better than talking. We've been in Inc.'s fastest growing company list now 3 years in a row, and we do this all out of beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho. First and foremost, I came up with this idea of patenting the concept of wires in clothing. And a funny thing happened. SCOTTeVEST became wildly successful, due to what I was doing, passionate personal promoting, because I did not want to practice law ever again. So I took every opportunity to get out and talk to people. So we've engineered, we've taken a completely different approach to clothing. I mean, I really feel like I've reinvented pockets. The concept is design clothing that first and foremost looks good, but design pockets so that you can carry all your stuff. Now, my story is really about my passion and just going around and being in opportunities like this. I never turned down an opportunity to talk about my product. Never, ever. And using the internet, it's enabled me to view the world differently. And I've done this from the beginning. I send video messages because passion doesn't come through in an email. So basically the premise is create these personal relationships and let my passion come through in an authentic way, completely unscripted. Passion is one thing, but without the drive to follow through, I have a philosophy. I run my business on 2 letters, FU, follow up. Every single email I get, I follow up on until it comes to a natural conclusion or it's dead. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, you're going to miss it. And my take on that expression is, life moves pretty fast. If you stop and look around, you might miss it. I get in a ride in a car, I say, I'm going to ask you one question at the end of the ride. I'm like, fine, take me for a ride. So I take him for a ride. What's your passion? And that's the question. And I'm learning so much about people and what makes people successful and how people can perhaps find their passion. And it's really been a fascinating experience. My premise is you can find a job or do what you're passionate about and tie it to your work. You can be exceptionally successful and happy as well. And I think I've done that, and I think there's a template for that, and I think more and more people can do that. I was really fixated on coming up with the perfect idea, an idea that no one else has thought of, and I came up with this concept of wiring clothing and patented it and thought that was the idea, but it really wasn't about the idea. And it wasn't about the patent, despite all the stuff on Shark Tank, the arguments about patents and stuff. It was about building a brand and being passionate about it and execution. I mean, you hear this so much, it's who can execute better, who can follow up better. Over 85% of our business is direct to consumer. It enables me to have a direct relationship with the customer, and it enables my passion to come through. I open up my entire life. You will not meet another CEO in the entire world that is more transparent and engages with more people. I'm asking people ideas, I'm engaging with people, and I'm doing it in a truly passionate and authentic way. Our company is founded on the basis of honesty, integrity, and transparency. It's funner that way. It's fun to do things with more people, and then they root for you. They root for you. They say, who's this guy who quit his law job and just reinvented pockets, and even more absurd, January 1, I declared myself the Pocket Man, and I'm creating this like insane, absurd superhero based upon every man's gadget, and a gadget guy, and just I at CES I go to parties and everyone collectively does the Pocket Pocket Man! And they get in front of the car and they yell. It's something that makes you smile. So I'm inviting people along the ride. And I find that passion is infectious too, because when people are around me and when I'm around other really passionate people, you feel it, you sense it, you want to do something. And so what I've had the opportunity to do is ask what their passion is and maybe give them a kick in the butt and maybe, just say, hey, you should do it. I'm not going to preach to them, and if I can influence one of 1,000 people I talk to and, 10 years from now, they're still doing it, that's pretty cool. I mean, I really enjoy that. So be willing to go far, but make sure you go far enough. I mean, it's just finishing things. It's just, once I start something, I just want to make sure that, I take it to the furthest level possible. I really look at, if you look at controversies, and most people avoid them, you're avoiding one half of the situations and one half of the opportunities. Everyone is so wired to run from controversy. And I think there's a lot of benefit to embracing controversy. And speed is really important to me too. Rather than sitting there and wondering what to say and trying to pick the perfect words, you just be authentic. I think you can get away with a lot more if you're quicker. People can be a lot more forgiving. They like the fact that you're really fast, and that matches my personality. When you're building a brand like I was building a brand, what I recognize is the importance of getting key influencers, is try to put people in jobs that have elements that they can be passionate about. If you are passionate about something, I want you doing that, because you're going to do it better, you're going to have more fun, and guess what? You're going to be more fun to work with. What I've learned is I want to be around passionate people. I want to be around people who are excited. I'm always ready to reinvent myself when there's an opportunity. I did it this year. Who else would say, okay, on January 1, I'm Pocket Man, and with all that goes along with it, got my own car, I got my own logo, I have my own theme song, for God's sake. Every superhero needs his theme song. I think it's important, whether in your job or in your life and your role, don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. We've always struggled with, how do you market a product that, what do people search for? Clothing with lots of, what do you search for when you want something that you didn't know existed? So we changed our branding, it was like 5 years ago, to travel clothing. And we came up with a tagline, for the trip of your life. Whether it's a trip to the grocery store or a trip to China, you need a pocket to put your stuff in. And as a result of changing our branding and being inclusive, incorporating our customer base in a lot of the photography and the catalogs, our business doubled. People fell in two camps. Either they thought it was brilliant or crazy. There was no one in between.